Hello everyone, we are back exactly where we left off as promised, so let's get this kicked off here with Greasus Goldtooth. So, meat. Ogre armies gain meat from battles, from local settlements, and from ogre camps. That's the important one, which they use for unit upkeep. Surplus meat may be sent to the Great Maw to gain bonuses. Also very important. Ogre camps. Ogre armies may create camps in enemy territory or in their own territory, don't let that tooltip fool you, to assist with recruitment and resupply. Big names. Some ogre lords and heroes may earn a name for themselves by performing certain feats, just like in tabletop. Once earned, a big name confer bonuses on the ogre character that bears it. Contracts. Ogre factions may be offered contracts from time to time by others to attack certain targets. Already can tell you, this needs to be reworked and you'll see why.
Traitors and opportunists seek to wrest your crown and claim the mantle of over-tyrant for themselves. Defeat these pretenders.
Alright, engage the enemy. The Bear God's roar has driven the unrest throughout the Ogre Kingdoms. Tribes that were once loyal, or at least content, now hunger for power. An army approaches thinking to take you on. Show them how foolish such greedy ambition is. If you do not know, the whole story behind Total Warhammer 3 is Be'lakor has captured Urson, the Kislevite Bear God, and there was a Kislevite who turned to chaos, actually turned into a demon prince, the main character of the storyline there, and shot Urson, but didn't kill him. Everybody thought that he killed him, didn't kill him. He's still alive, but he's dying. And so Greasus wants to eat him. So that's what we're going to do. Alright. So, you see here, upkeep, right? We have 1,625 gold per turn, but we're also consuming 10 meat because we have, let's count it, 10 units. So every unit in your army consumes 1 meat every turn. Now, I thought when I first started it was odd that Noblars consume meat. I mean, they're so tiny, there's no way they're going to consume as much meat as ogres. But anyway, I digress. I'm not going to give it a hard time. I think they should change that. I think Noblars should not cost meat. It would be much easier for the Ogre Kingdoms, especially early game, at least from my experience, but I'm not going to worry about it. As you can see here, Greasus starts with a pretty good army. Greasus, I have noticed, is not very good in melee. I think they need to fix his animations. But he is good against monsters or other heroes. He is very good. He's a good like hero and lord killer. So use him against other lords and heroes and monsters. He does start out with a Stonehorn, 2 sets of iron guts, 2 different ogre bowls, one with dual weapons, one just regular ogre bowls, 3 Noblars and some Noblar trappers, which are just Noblars that have a ranged weapon plus they have stalk plus, which is very important, and you'll see why later on. And they also have traps, which those, let's see if they explain it in this tooltip better than I would. Noblar traps, they do 13 to 25 damage per second. They reduce enemy charge speed, enemy speed, both by 45%, and reduce enemy charge bonus by 40%. You cannot set these off. They just set them off during the battle when they're getting attacked. So it works a little bit different than I thought it would, but no big deal. Also, we have a flashing technology button, so we're going to click that before anything else. Technology is very important, as everyone knows. I will say I have not played all the factions in this game yet, not even close, to be honest. But that's because, one, I've been having fun playing with my friends Dan and Jim, and I've been playing Slaanesh there a little bit. I'm liking that faction. But I also have a soft spot in my heart for ogres. My son and I collect, build, and paint ogres on the tabletop, so it's kind of a no-brainer for me that this is my favorite faction in Total Warhammer 3. And I think it probably will stay that way just for sentimental purposes, because I'm a big wussy like that. Anyway, we're going to do Camp Huddle. This will give us a camp limit of +1, meaning we can deploy an ogre camp, which is extremely important. And I will show you why once we deploy the camp. We are also going to go down this path because we're going to be recruiting a lot of ogre bulls, especially early game. Probably throughout the whole game, they're actually pretty good. We're also going to get casualty replenishment, and we are also going to get control, which is good. Even though you mostly use camps, you do also deal with control in camps, so that is good. So yeah, let's do Camp Huddle. Actually, let's just click on Ogre Throng. There we go, and we'll just
With this, we'll take the world.
auto research. The Great Hall of Greasus. This is where Greasus obviously comes from. Build the Maw Cave, and let's fight our first battle.
Too rich to walk.
Oh, I forgot to change the movement settings. Oh well. We are going to fight this only because we should lose barely, if any, units in this battle. And if we auto-resolve, I don't know if you're aware of this, auto-resolve in Warhammer 3 right now seems, wouldn't say it's bugged. People keep saying it's bugged. I don't think it's bugged. I just think they need to rework it. They need to make it more like Warhammer 2. Warhammer 2 at the end of its life cycle was tremendous with all the optimizations, and they just need to bring those back and then work on those even more, in my opinion. One more thing about the Ogre Kingdoms, which is really cool right now anyway, is you can use meat to increase your army's speed, unit mass, and charge bonus. So for every 1 meat you use, it gives you 2% extra, and you can only go up to 5, unfortunately. I was hoping you could go up to like 10, but you can go only up to 5 meat. But we won't need meat for this fight, but that is just another reason why meat is important. And another little feature of the ogres. So let's fight this battle real quick here. Alright. And I will say, ogre tyrants are very tough. You can see he's got 7,000 HP. It's not letting me view it. But anyway, their stats are very good for being just a generic lord, but I mean, to be fair, they should be, right? They're like basically dukes of or kings of their own little ogre kingdoms. Alright, so we have a Stonehorn here. My favorite unit by far. I have a lot of these models for tabletop. They just look incredible. I think they did them pretty good justice. And this poor guy gets smacked by the ogre, but that's, he's probably used to that by now. So we're gonna have them off to the side. If you can see, the game in Total Warhammer 3 has a huge lord and hero bias. They will go out of their way to kill your lords and heroes if they can. So anytime you have lords and heroes in a stack, they will stack behind the units in front of them. So that's just a neat little trick there. Some information you might want to know. All right, we're going to put all our Noblars together.
Where's me master?
And let's put the trappers here, and then
Guts. When do we eat?
okay. And then Iron Guts, basically, if you are wondering, Iron Guts are just heavily armored ogre bulls, and ogre bulls are they're just ogres. But they're just called bulls. That's what they were called in tabletop. So, all right. So let's again. Should be very easy. We're just gonna envelop. We're gonna do this. We're gonna stop all of our units.
Throne bearers, owls, nobblers, carry me.
There. And we're going to do that. We're gonna try and pincer move all of these guys. These ogres should be popping out of these woods any second. and we're gonna take the iron. See, the tyrants are very tough. So there we go. All right, do this, do this. Use the ranged, and then wrap around. Wrap around. Iron guts. Iron guts. And the Stonehorn, oddly enough, is not very good against single entity units, at least that I've found. Greasus does have a debuff. He just comes with it. It's called Everyone Has Their Price. It gives -8 leadership and -4 melee attack to any unit. It doesn't have to be a Lord or Hero, which is nice. It can be a unit. So there's Greasus on his mobility scooter, so that's good. There's just kind of whacking him. Good hit. Okay, there we go. And that is victory. So, and we suffered very, very, very minor losses, which is good. And let's try and run these guys down if we can. Let's see if we can catch them. If we can't, no big deal. I don't think we're going to catch those bulls. But, well, actually, Stonehorn might be able to. Look at him go. Look at how happy he is. Look at just how happy he is. Look at that. Look at that. Like, how do you not love the Ogre Kingdoms? I mean, they have happy, giant, scary puppies. You know? How do you not love that? And it looks like he caught up to him. And they're not going to have a good day. Come on. I need, come on. Alright, so trying to just wipe out the whole army. I don't want any of them to get away if we can help it. There we go. And since the Stonehorn has most of the Noblars tied down, that should clear out the way. I don't want these Noblars shooting in and killing more of our Noblars, so we are just gonna let them do that. And by the way, I believe this is a hidden mechanic, but they talked about it a lot. I don't know if it actually exists, but I remember pre-release watching other people's videos and reading the there was the traps, by the way, those little red things that went off, those little orange and red things, those were the Noblar trapper traps. So that's what they look like, and they make a little sound. It's like, wow. You'll hear it in other battles that we fight. But the more enemies you kill in a battle, the more meat you get after the battle. I don't know if that's true. But that's what I've heard. So that is just something to keep in mind. My father was fond of saying that he would never trust a man who was afraid to lose his temper. As a result, his boyarin were an insufferable band of brutes, always brawling, always arguing, and always fighting. But they were loyal, honest, and true, and never did a greater band of warriors ever fight shoulder to shoulder. That saying put my father in good stead, so I see no reason not to trust it also, Ambassador. Tsarina Catherine to Ambassador Kaspar von Belton. Alright, let's see what we get here from Gar. Smack him around. There we go. Alright, so we get 5 meat, 1589 gold, 1025 experience. By the way, another nice change for Warhammer 3 is they put your rewards right here at the bottom, so you don't have to wait for all these little pop-ups. We're going to take the meat. Meat, very important. Alright, we get a hunter, which is really nice. And we unlocked a big name, so we're going to go check that out in a second. 2 big names. Noblar Chef. Noblars are stupid, but this one has shown the faintest spark of intelligence, so has been promoted above his peers. And it tells you now in Warhammer 3, it tells you why you gained your ancillaries. Holy cow! Wow. So we won a battle with a Noblar unit. We have recruit rank +4 for Noblar units, so that's really nice.
A potent ally has joined your ranks. Embed them in your army.
Okay, easy enough.
It seems that was the first of many challenges to your title and riches. Fresh recruits are needed.
So, this quest, fresh meat. There will be many big fights to come. Best to swell your horde with some fresh meat. Get recruiting. Alright, easy enough. Earn 5 big names across all characters. Big names draw the admiration of ogres, the length and breadth of the mountains of Morn. Even the lesser races recognize the power of the tyrants with titles wield. Wow, guys, what is going on with my tongue? All right, so we have Gutblout.
Ogre hunter.
I'm gonna put him in our army. One of the nice things about hunters is they do increase your mobility on the campaign map. If I could ever speak again, that would be nice. We are going to increase these camera settings, by the way. Forgot to do that off camera. My apologies, but I can't live another turn playing without these settings changed. So that is what we're gonna do. So fix that. Alright, and let's go into the character tab. Now, first thing for Warhammer 3 that is new is instead of a little picture of your lord, you actually get to see your lord, which I think is really cool, because the detail and love they put into the art of this game, it should be shown off, and it's really cool just to see your lords. 2, you have your magic items and ancillaries over here, and you get to switch between them. You can also salvage, so sell them if you want, or you can also fuse 2 lesser items together to get a better item from the magic items tab. So that's honestly really cool, especially if you think about you're playing a campaign for 200 turns, you have a ton of magic items, but they're all crap. You can fuse them together and see if you get something better. All right, skills. We're obviously going to go Route Marcher. If you notice, Route Marcher has changed. Campaign movement range is now 5% instead of 10%, so that stinks. Right, so let's go into the Hunter real quick. The Hunter. 2 things I like about the Hunter. He increases your mobility, so your campaign movement range, and he can ride a Stonehorn. He's the only hero or lord choice right now, besides Greasus on his mobility scooter, that can actually have a mount, and that mount is extremely powerful. So you can see it literally doubles his health from 5508 to 10,070. So pretty nice. One more thing I forgot with Greasus, big names. So let's look at the big names. So this is the big names tab. All lords, I think all tyrants have them, and I know hunters have big names, but I don't think butchers have big names. Slaughtermasters might, which is that is the lord variant of the butcher hero, which we will get to later on. But I don't think they get big names. But so we have 2 open right now. We have the Shockingly Obese or Horde Master. So Horde Master gives him forever a 55-meter leadership plus 8 bonus, or we can give him 5 melee defense and 30 unit mass. We're going to do the Shockingly Obese. Alright, and now we're going to go right here, because we want to snag Grimtop. And we are going to recruit 2 bulls. Alright, and we're done. Alright, now, for this battle...
Grimtop is full of greedy traitors. Give them a visit. Remind them who is Over-Tyrant.
We're Over-Tyrant. Alright, a reminder at Grimtop. So, the tribes have forgotten why you have acquired so many titles and ruled for so long. They need a reminder. And that means some killing and eating. Start with Grimtop. Alright, let's go crumpin'. Alright, now, remember when I said it's important... Oh, here. So, you see, we see Pyrrhic victory, right? Let's have a pre-battle feast. Give our units plus 10 speed, plus 10 mass, and plus 10 charge bonus. Let's do it. Now we're going to see, and this is for the 3rd time now, why having the Noblar Trappers is really nice for settlement battles. It's really nice. They're tricky. And I will say, having settlement battles in every single settlement, ugh, I don't know, man. Sometimes I miss just straight up land battles. But I mean, I guess the settlement battles should be hard, right? They shouldn't be just cakewalks. So maybe it's better this way. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna line our nobblers up right back here. We are going to now. Here's where the trappers come in and are fun. They're vanguard and they have stock. So immediately, nobody's gonna know they're here. So they should not, unless the AI is cheating, worry about this portion of the map coming under invasion. That means we can get this supply location real quick. Alright. We're gonna put our Lord, our Hero, and our Stonehorn all together in a unit. We are going to take our Hunter off of skirmish because we don't want him running away when somebody charges him. He's plenty tough enough to take care of himself. And do we want to put the ogres all together or do them in 2 units? Let's do 2 units of ogres. And we should be alright. So let's put our bowls here. Let's put our iron guts here. But we're gonna rush them through the same zone. So, alright, let's start it. Okay, now I'm gonna pause it real quick. So we're gonna plop the Noblar trappers right there. By the way, let me kind of explain this a little bit. What all these things are. This is new too. I don't mean to give you vertigo by spinning the map like that, but what these are supply locations. And supply locations in Total Warhammer 3 in siege battles allow the defender to create defenses, barricades, towers, traps, and each supply location, if you hover over them, will have lines to everything that supply location affects. So you can see this one is very important because it controls 5 points. Okay. This one also controls 5. This one only controls 3, but it's the easiest for the Noblar trappers to get to. And this one only controls 2. So this one not super important. There is one more here. This is the key building. Okay, this is the one which will help you to win the battle the fastest. It has 7 points that it affects. So that one is extremely important. But again, you can see since it's the key building, they do have units in it already. So we're not even going to try and get into it with our trapper, our Noblar trappers. So let us. Oh, here we go. So there's ogre bulls there. Let's take these there. Let's take the ogres there. And no, let's take the bulls there. Iron guts there. And let's actually take. And we'll have the hunter. So these are Mournfang cavalry. Those are ogre cavalry. They're obviously large units. The hunter has anti-large javelins, so that is pretty cool. We're gonna send the goblins over here because it looks like they took their Lord and Hero out of that area, which for them, if they did that, would be... Oh, no, there we go. Okay. So, alright, we're gonna stop the Nobbler. These Nobblers are just a distraction to keep the enemy from sending all of their units up there. Oh, they had a barricade. All right, well, that's all right. That's all right. They had a barricade up. We can see that our units are actually still doing pretty well, all things considered. And our Noblar trappers are capping that point, capturing, same thing. Alright, and yes. Okay, good. Our Stonehorn is slowly making his way over to kill some Noblars because he's not very good against these ogres. Okay, we've captured one point, and he's going to come down here and take this point next. Alright, and we just have a big ogre mashup right here. So what we need to do is we need to break the Mournfang cavalry if we can. Actually, let's kill the ogre bulls. And there. So, good. So, it looks like they've completely forgotten about the goblins back there, which is good. That will allow us, hopefully, to capture this key point. If nothing else, it will pull enemy units back and forth, right? Not in a good way. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Say no more, say no more. Alright. We have ourselves in a bit of a pickle because of the unfortunate everybody getting bogged down here. Alright. Alright. There we go. And there. Alright. And we're gonna have the Iron Guts attack this tyrant. If we can take the tyrant, that would be a huge help. Take our bowls and try and surround this guy a little bit. There we go. Okay, and we'll have our Noblar trappers attack from the back. There we are. We are capturing their key point. Get the hunter away from the bulls. The hunters, by the way, are very, very squishy early game. That is something I was not expecting. It was very surprising to me that they would be squishy. You'd figure that, you know, an ogre hero would be tough, right? But they are squishy. Alright, and now we have their key point, which is good. And we are capturing another point. Oh, we do have it already. Alright, good. And we are halfway to capturing this one. Greasus. He's still got 19 seconds till his ability recharges, so let's... Good. Let's have the trappers kill these guys. There we go. Gone. Let's go get those. Let's have our ogres catch the trappers, because otherwise, what they're gonna do is, yeah, you see, in that. So when you capture points, it destroys their buildings and their barricades and all that. So it's very important to do that and keep on top of that. And then all we have to do here is have our Noblars defend the territory, and we should be good. Because it would appear that we're pretty well covered. Once we take out these bulls and these trappers, we should be okay. And let's go have these trappers just be world beaters, eh? As you can see, settlement battles are obviously much longer and more difficult in Warhammer 3, but that's what the people wanted, and that's fine with me. Listen, if that's what people want, cool. Again, not a huge fan of it, but that's... Listen, I love these battles. It's just when you fight them over and over and over and over again, after a while, it's like, wow, this is a bit much. All right. And here's what we're gonna do. There we go. We're, instead of attacking the fire belly. All right. Yep. Just kill the hunt. All right. So we can fast forward this now. There we go. All right. There we go. And they're done. Good. Excellent. Decisive victory. Excellent. 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 So that was good. That was a good first battle. Terrified we were, but still, we would have held our ground had the demons attacked only with blade and fang. Yet as they approached, a strange madness filled our ranks. Men who had been comrades for decades tore at each other's eyes and throats. Yellowed pus and plum maggots dribbled from their wounds. Those that survived were too busy retching and voiding their bowels to look to their own defense. Had the Knight's Panther not chosen that moment to strike the demon's flank, we'd have been done for. Sergeant Otto Koffler. Sounds like they had a good time on the battlefield, so that's good. I would say 45 losses when you deploy 763 is it's not bad. Not bad. Um, looks like the Stonehorn had the most kills there. All right. So we get 2,087 gold, 6 meat, and the Fencer's Blades. It's very nice. 6 melee attack, 6 melee defense. We are going to occupy. And our Hunter got a big name. Okay, we got the Potion of Foolhardiness. That'll give us charge bonus and unbreakable. Alright, ride the Ivory Road. The Ivory Road spans from Grand Cathay to the Old World, but a good part of the route crosses through the mountains of Morn, Goldtooth territory. Take it back from the traitors and foes. Okay, so let us... Okay, so he has the Fencer's Blades equipped. Let's also give him the Potion of Foolhardiness, because it'll be good with his little scooter for charge bonus. And then let's go to skills. Another change in Warhammer 3 is they did change Lightning Strike to... The old Lightning Strike was just one click, and you were able to just attack enemies one at a time. This goes from... So you delay enemy reinforcements by 25%, which is significant. But yeah, so... But the enemy will still get the reinforcements. Lightning Strike 2 is 50% increased time, which is more significant, but they will still be able to fight you. And then level 3 is you're able to fully Lightning Strike your enemy. Your enemy's supporting armies will not be able to help at all. So we have Hardy, which is going to give us attrition casualty reduction. Lovely Jubbly, which is recruitment cost reduction. Raider, income from raiding. And Ravager, income from sacking settlements. So we're going to do Hardy, because at some point we're probably going to be dealing with a lot of chaos corruption, so we want to make sure that is up. We also got a big name for our Hunter, so let's give him a skill point. We're going to do increased mobility for obvious reasons. Increased campaign movement is incredible. And he got Big Bellower. All ogres can shout, but a Big Bellower can really, really yell. When he's not fighting, this rouses his colleagues for the fray. So we're going to choose that. And we're going to recruit. Guess what?
It's not a choice.
More bowls. Join me. It's not a choice. See that? Greasus doesn't mess around, man. Greasus knows what's up. So here is our game plan. Here's our game plan, okay? You can see on the mini-map here that the cross clubs have another settlement up here. So it's actually interesting where, you know, normally in a campaign in Total War, it's, you know, the first province, like you go from one to the other, you don't normally double back. And this one you do double back into your territory, and then go fight your enemy after that. Do we want to... You know what? We're going to march. We're not going to because I don't... Yeah, we're not going to... We can't recruit in march stance, but that's okay. And let's see... Another amazing change in this game is the diplomacy system. The quick deal is just great. It allows you to immediately see who will give you deals. Right now, nobody wants to give us any deals, but that's okay. That's fine. We'll deal with that later. Just wanted to show you that and see if we can get anything there. Alright, let us move on. Okay, and then we will... Yeah, we're going to tear this down in the Great Hall of Greasus because Grimtop already has the bullpen, so... Which, by the way, nice callback to baseball. Okay, Camp Huddle. A couple of ogres having a cornflab quickly becomes a huddle as more and more gather around them. No idea what a conflab is, by the way. None. Alright. Mission issued: grow your forces. Wars rage the length and breadth of this land. At such times, only the strong can hope to survive. Build your forces in order to meet the threats that face you. Alright. Easy enough. Okay. Greasus here.
Trade Lord.
Okay.
Tribe Staler.
So,
Hold
we're going to
Master.
stay in our territory. And, so now, here's what we're going to do. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to drop down a camp. It costs us 2,000. You see down here, you see the little camp icon. It says 0 of 1. That means we can only build one camp. But that's all we need right now. But you only have a limited number of camps. And you pour a ton of money into them. So the one thing I would suggest, because you can't pick them up and move them. That's my suggestion to CA. Allow the Ogre Kingdoms to pick up their camps and move them. Because if you have a campaign map, I mean, this one is what has 220 odd settlements. There's no way, because I think the max camps you can get is like 8, and you'll see. So let's deploy it.
I'm in charge at last.
Camp deployed. Very cool. I love the art of the ogres, by the way. I just think it's great. But if you see here, it works kind of like a black arc, right? It's got a sphere of influence. Okay, pretty good size, right? Covers a lot of ground. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that is not a lot of territory when you're talking about a map this big. I mean, the map is huge. And I mean, it really is. I mean, I think they did a great job. People know, or CA took into account that people want big campaign maps. But the fact that you can't
Tyrant of the tribe.
take the camp with you, to me, seems kind of silly. I don't know if they thought it would be broken or what, but I can tell you that my personal opinion, it should be able to be moved. Not only are they, obviously very, very loosely based on Mongolian culture and all that, but like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, they build this giant camp. Surely, if they go somewhere else, they would want to bring it with them. Anyway, I digress. That's just something I think should change. Alright, here's why camps are important. Alright, it's going to be called Great Hall of, and then it's going to it's going to be called whatever camp, and it's going to take the name of whatever settlement area it's in. So this is in the Great Hall of Greasus. This is called the Great Hall of Greasus Camp. Alright, easy enough. Let's look at the building tree and see why this is so important. All ogre settlements, all of them, doesn't matter which one it is. By the way, I'm going to build this, the gold mining pit. And we're also going to build, let's do control. We want to build up our control here. Control, by the way, I know I'm going off on tangents, but there's just so much that has changed and new in Warhammer 3. I want to make sure I cover it. Control is what public order used to be. And instead of just like 0 to 99 not mattering, it all matters now, which I think is really cool. If you're on the low end, you're going to have reduced growth and recruitment cost penalties, and you're not going to have campaign line of sight. If you have too much control, you're going to lose control, but that won't matter, right? You gain 80% line of sight, 25 growth, and -5 recruitment cost if you get all the way into the absolute control, which is good. The normal range is just 10% line of sight, which is fine for settlements. Anyway, since the settlements can only go up to level 3, what do the camps do? They are the ones that go up to level 5. So this is where you get all your important units, right? You get your Stonehorns with harpoon launchers. Okay, go away. You get your man-eaters with great weapons and your man-eater ogre pistols. You get your crushers and crushers with great weapons, which are really, really strong cavalry. And you get your iron blasters. One of my personal favorite units on the tabletop. I think they're hilarious. We'll get into those more later. I just think their lore is hysterical. And you also get your level 4 buildings. So, which you can see you can't even get fire bellies, which is an ogre caster of the lore of fire, unless you have a camp. So camps are extremely important, and they don't really tell you that in the start of an ogre campaign. So you kind of have to find out the hard way. I'm trying to ease that pain for you and just tell you up front. The camps, get them immediately. Also, since you can recruit units from your settlements early game, I immediately destroy the bullpen in the camp and build something else, and I'll show you why. What do they call these? What do they call these types of buildings? Basically, yeah, infrastructure. The infrastructure buildings in camps are incredible. So the loot piles, level 1 is 200 per turn and only costs 500 gold. Level 5 is 1,000 per turn, plus you get 1% more from your contracts, which is nice because the contracts do give you a good amount of money, and that's only 2,500 gold. You get the feast tables, which generate meat, 5 per turn. They generate. So now that Greasus is in this sphere of the camp, he is actually gaining meat every turn. He's not losing the amount of meat he has, per units in his army. He's gaining 5 meat, period. And this can go all the way up to 15 meat per turn that they're in the sphere of influence. Another pro tip, you can only hold up to 300 meat in an army. I know that because I maxed out on it because I finally started using my camps right. You can also get a Gutstone, which increases in the circle of influence, right? So these little dotted lines. Within the circle of influence, you gain meat from battles. Your meat gained from battles is increased, and your leadership in battle is increased, and that can go all the way up to 20% increased meat and 12 leadership. Plus, you can recruit butchers from these buildings, which are ogre casters of the lore of the Great Maw and the lore of beasts. They should also have, I think it's the lore of heavens. I know the ogres had, I think they had 4 or 5 lores of magic. I know they had fire, beasts, the Great Maw, heavens. I think that was it. Anyway, I have to hope that the Heavens Butcher at least is coming in a DLC because I do like the lore of heavens. Anyway, and then the last one is Spare Tent, which increases camp growth and increases recruitment capacity, which is amazing because if you guys remember hordes, this kind of works like a horde in that, as you see, you have to pay a population for the start of any building chain. So the growth is really important, especially because we want to build these camps up as fast as possible. And you can see here, it goes from 2 to 8 to 16 to 20. So that's a lot of growth you're going to need. So the first building we're going to choose is actually the Spare Tent. The tribe has room for another, so they best unpack the Spare Tent and steal some furs from an inattentive crusher. There we go. Alright, so we have that all sorted, squared out. Come on, Greasus. I'm selecting you. Alright, and we are going to select. We're gonna. Oh wait.
Join me.
There. Because we're not going to be able to recruit bulls because we're destroying that building. So we're gonna recruit 1 more Noblar and 2 Ogre Bulls. Because if I select that I want to recruit an Ogre Bull and I'm destroying that building this turn, the unit will just not show up next turn. So that's another tip for you. Alright. Let's see what these gits have on tap here. Alright.
Tribe Lord.
So they have 9. And they have... Okay. This is okay. I think we can do this. We are going to make an offering to the Great Maw. So this is the other mechanic of the ogres is offer to the Great Maw. So every army can do this, not just this isn't faction wide. This is army based. You can get Bloody and Raw, which is melee attack plus 10 for your whole army for 10 turns. Come and Get It, 20% campaign movement range for 10 turns. I almost always choose that one, but for this one, we're going to do Bloody and Raw to make sure we win this fight. Fill Your Bellies, global recruitment duration plus, -2. And then Give Me Gut Magic, Winds of Magic Power Reserve, +5 per turn. Should we do Bloody and Raw, or should we do Come and Get It? Come and Get It is pretty nice. Come and Get It is pretty nice. You know what? I don't know. We'll leave it here for this time. Next time we are going to fight a couple battles, because I'm going to show you what we're going to do, but that will be next time. Trying to keep the videos shorter. I feel like it's easier for me. It's easier to digest for everyone watching. So I appreciate it very much, everyone, and you have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.